Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I'm exhausted. Alright, I'm gonna be doing my makeup again and doing some tips and tricks. There we go. So first, I need to wet my face. Oh. So first I'm going into the Aveeno Calm and Restore. I do have the mirror in the back and a little like stand mirror. So, and then I also have my Physicians Formula mirror, if need be. This is so weird. My face has been so oily lately. Like, I haven't been able to do my makeup because I've been babysitting. Like, Monday was the only day I had free of babysitting. And even then, I was still busy.
Oh, shoot. Hey, all she do, she's just doing a makeup stuff.
What? I need my own house. Sorry about that. But anyways, so Monday, like this whole week I was busy. I had no time to do anything. Well, no, I was fine Tuesday, but I was also busy Tuesday. But now I'm going into the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Gentle Peeling Exfoliant. This is the only exfoliating product I have right now.
Like I said, I've got two myself, and then, but I think I do have one extra in the thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay, but it was just, this week has been a crazy week. And I didn't film with Test because I got my peak on Monday. I didn't film Monday because again, I was busy. So I just had to hurry up and get it done. And I haven't been able to do a line progression because all of them are no good. So it's just been crazy. Okay. Now I'm gonna do a face oil and my mineral serum and my brightening drops today. So let's do the face oil first because that's thicker. This is the Milani Rose Prep and Brighten. So I don't need these. This is a face oil. Normally you do face oil after serum, but I'm doing it now because it's thicker. And I don't always do it in the correct order because I do it in the way I feel is best for my skin. Like I said, I do have some tips and tricks for you today. Well, it's a tip and trick. It's only one, but stupid hair. Like, I really gotta wash my face tonight. It does leave like a greasy, not really greasy, but like it does leave like a weird feel to the skin until it dries. So that's the only thing I don't like about base oils. Is they don't they feel weird until they soak into the skin and dry down. Really quickly, I'm gonna go into my Dew of God Sorbet Mini Lip Butter. I'm sorry you guys have to hear that. So now I'm going into my mineral sunscreen, mineral serum. Just doing that much for now. Alright. Now I'm going into my e.l.f. eye cream. And once again, we're not going to use fingers for makeup. I'm going to use all brushes. Now I'm going into my Neutrogena Beach Defense Sunscreen. Alright. And now I'm going into my e.l.f. Holy Hydration, fragrance free. Face cream. What are you doing?
So
Anyways. I do have a question for you though. Bleh. That's the thing with relationships is I always try to find time for us when we have the money for it. Because you know, with us trying and everything, like there's not gonna be much time afterwards for just us. Because with me, kind of, I don't trust a lot of people for reasons. Yeah, no, and I have a friend that's the same way. Like, she don't trust many people, so that's why I always watch her kid. So, now let's go into brows. And I'm going to lay the brushes I use out so I can see. So first I'm going into the Believe Beauty Brow Defining Pencil in the shade Blonde. Like I said. I also have this mirror. I'm just boxing the brows in with this one. There we go. Then I'm taking my Milani Stay Put Brow Color in the shade Soft Brown. And I'm using my Moda Brow and Groomer brush. It has angle to it, so it's more precise. I'm not wanting to clean my brushes until next week. So I'm gonna make sure I use all my brushes. Like on Friday. So then I'm taking the spoolie part, which is like the groomer part, and blending all that out. Make it less thick. And doing brows now is so much easier than doing brows with makeup skin, especially using a pomade. A lot of makeup artists will say not to use a pomade. I like pomades because it gets the job quicker, done quicker. And of course, I'm going to use my little tip and trick with a cotton swab. Make it more angular. There you go. All right. That can go in there. First brush of the day. Let's also get what brushes we used last time out. Some of them I'm leaving. Alright. Okay. So, got brows done, besides concealer, which I'm gonna put one of my concealers back already. This is just to see what all I still need to use. Alright. So I'm going to take my little concealer brush here. This is the only time I'm going to use a concealer brush. Is when I'm doing underneath of my brows before eyeshadow. Kind of blend it down onto my eye a little bit, because this is going to be my eyeshadow primer for today, so I don't have to use a separate one. Okay. And I do need this again. Let that dry for a couple of minutes. For like 30 seconds actually. And then we're gonna use this sponge to powder it. And my setting brush, wherever it is, to wipe it off. Because I don't want my eyeshadow too bold today, because I'm adding gel eyeliner. And a little bit of mascara. So on the days that I'm adding gel eyeliner and mascara together, I'm not gonna do such a big bold eyeshadow. I want the concealer to kind of soften it up. So I'm going into my Maybelline Fit Me. This is what sucks. This is the only powder I have. So I am going to need that sponge again. For the under eyes. So then I'm taking my Raw Techniques setting brush and lightly dusting. Alright, so I am going to use this palette today, and some of this palette. So first I'm going to use this eye crease brush here. And I'm going into the shade, this is the Believe Beauty eyeshadow palette in Nearly Nude. So this is a great blending shade, if you will. It's gonna blend into that powder. And just make it brighter. Okay. So that one's done. Now I'm going to go with the same eye crease brush, go into Porcelain, Baby Doll, and Snatched. It's gonna get makeup-y pretty quickly because of that powder down. So that's where I'm taking my tampered blending brush and blending that. Alright, so that brush is done. Go into my tampered blending brush. Okay. So, even though I still got a few days, I can always use other brush, like reuse brushes. So now I'm going in between Nesting and Habit with my eyeshadow blending crease brush. Gonna add some brown to this. And again, blending afterwards. This is gonna get, I'm just glad this isn't gonna get too crazy. Okay. And then again, taking my tampered blending brush and make sure that's all blended. Alright, we're done with this one. Now we're gonna take this crease brush here. I'm gonna go into this brown. See you later. It's like an orangey brown, but it still works for this. Again, Making sure we're blending. Ooh, I do need this. I do need that one for the inner corner, and we'll do this one for the outer corner. Okay, this brush is done. Now tampered blending brush. That's really soft. It looks good. Because I don't want too much on my eyes. You know what I mean? Now I need my detail brush. Gonna go into the darkest matte shade in the palette. This is my ballerine palette, by the way. So like I said, I want to use all my makeup brushes in the end before cleaning them. So I'll clean them Friday. Trying to blend it better. But I think today for my jawline, I'm gonna do a light set for my jawline and my jawline and chin. Will do a light set so I can use some of my powder brushes and then bake for the rest. Alright, so now I'm going to take my all over lid brush. That goes over here. And this is where we're going to go into this palette. I'm going to go into this dark brown shimmery shade. And add a little bit of shimmer to that dark brown. Oh no. No, I don't need that brush. So this is going to be like a way to darken it without getting too crazy. And then I'm going to take my pinky right, because I needed brushes all day. And I'm going to go into a mixture of the shimmer and the shimmer. I will wait for fallout until we do eyeliner and mascara so we can get the smudge marks if we have any and the eyeliner to get sharper. That's a little trick I do. So I'm sure there's fallout underneath my eyes. Alright. Ready? Alright. So now I think I'm gonna do mascara first. Actually, so I need to find this, like something that has a spoolie on it, even though I'm going to be using this for brows again. So first I'm going to curl my lashes. I always get makeup on it. Alright. So now I'm going into my Maybelline Great Lash. I don't know if it's the waterproof version or not because I took the wrapping off. Look at dumbass. Like I said, we'll deal with the under eyes at the end. So now I'm going to let that dry for a minute. This is no. Now I'm going into the Maybelline Lasting Drama Gel Eyeliner in the shade Black with my bent eyeliner brush. think anyone's gonna judge my mascara because it's not even all the way to the top. But my thing is, I'm putting eyeliner on, which is, sorry, not the top, the bottom. The bottom part of the lashes. I don't see anyone judging me for it. Okay. So, now that everything's dry, I'm gonna go through. That was scary. So now I'm gonna take my cotton swab, just like before. I mean, I've already showed you the micellar water trick. It's not going to be even because I have two different eye shapes, because I have two different brow shapes. Okay. So, I got that. I think I'm gonna make the other one kind of match. That's like height-wise. There we go. Alright. Alright. Keep saying that. There it is. So now I'm going into my e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator with the Bleed Beauty Pretty and Primed. I'm only using one primer today. Or no, I'm not. I'm going to use both because we might do day night too. So this is going to be the stay put part. And then the poreless part is going to be another primer. And this just saves my hands from getting so messy. So I can actually put my rings back on. And it's not just the fact of the rings. I don't like my hands getting messy. It actually blends it in faster, and I'm not using as much. I literally used 2 tiny dots and it did my whole face instead of doing the dots all over my face, the 4 dots all over my face. Okay, now we're going into the Sauté London Everyday Vacay Smoothing and Hydrating Primer. This brush is awesome. Alright, now that we're letting that sit, I'm going to get today's wet sponges ready. So, got that. Alright. So, now, I'm gonna do color corrector. So I'm going to show you right now all the color correctors I'm using. I'm using these 3 right here. The peach, green, and yellow, which looks like I'm hitting pan on the green one. Which I'm going to use and I need a little bit on each side of that triangle. Now I'm blending all that. Oh. Sorry, my. And I do have a serum I'm using as a liquid highlighter today. So do Alright, so now I'm going into the peach corrector. Because I do have bad dark circles right now. Um, so, got that. Oh my god. So, alright. Now, this is where I'm going to get into the next tip and trick that I learned that I just want to show you guys. So I'm going to take my Blue Beauty dual-ended contour stick. I'm going to take the darker color of contour. And I'm going to start right underneath my eye and make a 3. Like that. That's where you should be contouring. Same thing over here. That's where you should be contouring. Then taking the lighter side. Yeah, taking the lighter side. And we're gonna go in between there and on the forehead with that lighter side. And then taking the darker side again, we'll do our nose contour. Okay. So then that's for contour. Now for concealer, you're gonna take your concealer. You're going to do your concealer here like you normally would. Then make like a 5 on your face. So essentially you would have 53 on your face on both sides. So like that. And then also down the bridge of your nose for your nose contour. The girl I learned it from on Facebook doesn't do nose contour, so I'm gonna use my brush, and I just found a nice use for my powder puffs. So I'm going to use my brush for my concealer. So then essentially you'd have a more sculpted and lifted face. So then you would have a more sculpted and lifted face. Okay. So, and then taking my sponge. Right. Then taking my powder puff. I will be going over everything with the sponge, don't worry. But essentially, you have a more sculpted face. And you can blend them together if you want. Okay, so that. And then taking my sponge. And then I would have used my contour brush. See, here's the final result. And this is actually easier because I have such a small face. So this is actually a lot easier for me. Alright, so now my nose contour brush. And my sponge. Okay, more sculpted face. And then the parts that don't have the three, use a lighter contour or even concealer and do that. So, and it leaves space for blush. So then I'm not having to worry about mixing my blushes, my blush and my contour, which is going to be the B Color Liquid Blush in Coral Crush. So it leaves room for blush. Which is just a little rosy today. I'm not doing too heavy blush today because I gotta do my that makeup book is nice. Okay. And then I'm doing a little on my forehead. Yes, I look a little sunburnt now. So, I'm hot in this bathroom. There you go. Now I'm going into the Key Soul Care Let Me Glow Illuminating Serum. I'm just doing it myself. Just blending it myself. Oh shit, that's too much. So what I'm gonna do with that, since I got too much out on that,
I thought that was a game that you were playing that had these characters on it. Okay. Building an island or something?
see, none of it goes twice. Alright, let that all dry. And then we'll go into foundation. Which I need a kabuki brush or something to press it into the skin more. Oh, look, it doesn't look as harsh. It looks, excuse me, it looks natural. So now I'm going into the Believe Beauty Skin Finish Foundation in the shade Shell. Blend it all the way into the chest. Okay. Well, now I need my pointy part. Now I'm just using this kabuki brush from Walmart. And using stippling motion like I did with my sponge.
It just depends on the day and the weather. What kind of service I get. But it has been a lot better since we got back there. I'm still gonna have to go ahead and grab me
So I'm gonna wait for that to set and dry. Then we'll go into baking / light setting, which I'm going to use this powder brush today for the light set. And I think I'm just going to use a light set today. I'm not, bleh. And then use my brush for the under eyes. I don't think I'm going to bake today. No, I should, actually, because I need it to last a long time because of the date night I want to do tonight. And that foundation dries pretty quick. So first I'm going to use my powder brush for the light set. There we go. Now I'm going to take my wet sponge, go underneath underneath my eyes. Make sure there's no creasing or caking. Then take my diamond sponge and bake. And I'm also going to bake right here with that sponge. Then I'm gonna take this pink sponge and I'm gonna take more powder. While we're waiting, I'm gonna take my Believe Beauty Velvet Matte Lipstick, liquid lipstick, in Foxy. And then I'm going to take another cotton swab and clean up around the lip. Alright. Alright. So we're going to finish up the eyes first. Smudge brush. And just this brush. And I'm going to go into Habit and Nesting first. This might be the only eyeshadow I use, and just go into the brown liner. Yeah. This shade's fine. So now I'm going into my Believe Beauty Long Lasting eyeliner in the shade Enchanted. So now I'm gonna use two different contouring brushes. I'm going into Light Sculpt with the first one. And we're just gonna do the 3 on the face here with this brush. I'm gonna use this blending brush to blend that out. Trust me, there's gonna be a lot more parts to this. Now I'm gonna take my actual sculpting brush, the sculpting contour. This is sculpting. I'm going into the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and Light Bronzer. And this is where we're going to pretty much connect those two on the bottom and on the top. And again, blending it. Because I want a really snatched contour, yes, but I also want a little color on my forehead that's not just blush and highlighter. Alright. Now I'm going to take my Kabuki blush brush. I'm going into Lover. Again, taking the blending brush. Alright, now I'm going to take this highlighting brush. I'm going to take my Satin Sand highlighter. And And this is the final look. I know that blush is crazy, but I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.